What's up, Electroheads? Eilish here, and today I am reviewing a brand new electric bike from Tezeus. Now, this is an electric bike packed full of tech with a Linux operating system that has been developed in-house by Tezeus themselves, and a lovely... We are currently filming in a storm. As I was saying, we've got a lovely built-in 5-inch screen that is packed full of functions that are baked in, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later, including an active safety system that lets you know about dangerous oncoming vehicles from behind. More on that later, but first, how is this thing to ride? Let's find out. But first, become an Electrohead and hit that subscribe button. We are a hub for all things e-mobility with fresh content on electric news, reviews and roundups coming out weekly. So join us. First up, you're probably thinking, who the hell are Tezeus?
What is this?
Well, they're a brand new e-mobility brand that have started through the crowdfunding site Indiegogo, like a lot of e-mobility brands have already. And they have come out with what they describe as a smart electric bike for the urban rider. It's picked up a lot of traction, it's got a lot of attention, including from the likes of Michael Owen. Oh yes, signature right here. Michael has been on this bike. In fact, I'm basically holding hands with Michael. And this is the prototype from Tezeus. This is the C8. Let's talk about the design. It's beautifully minimalist, and at a first glance side on, it could be easily mistaken for a pedal bike. The battery and the motor are hidden, give or take the integration of the battery, but the overall clean lines is what I really love. There are no wires, not even at the brakes, which are hydraulic. The C8 has automatic shifting, 3-speed setup, so there's no need for additional gear shifters and cables, and the LED lights, both front and back, are integrated and automated. In fact, this taillight has a particularly interesting feature, which I will come on to shortly. But the big signifier that this bike is electric is, of course, the screen. So what you want to do to turn it on is you turn it on with this button right here, hold it down. This actually has fingerprint reading technology, so you can link up your fingerprint with this bike, so you're the only one that can switch it on. And in fact, it also doubles up as a horn. The sound is cute, but you don't really want cute when you're cycling along very busy roads. I did find when I was commuting with this bike, using the horn itself, it didn't really catch people's attention. I had to use my own barks to let people know that I was coming through.
They came bounding over.
Back to the screen. So screen on, and instantly you can see that you've got Google Maps, which is integrated into the software for navigation. Now, this is a prototype. It's not fully functioning just yet. The app is still in development. But when it is up and running, you are also able to use anti-theft software as well. It's going to let you know if your bike has been moved. It sends notifications to your phone, and it lets you track your bike as well. So you can find it if someone's been able to scarper off of it. Because let's be real, it's pretty light.
Stop!
So just a few other functions in the bike itself. Obviously, you've got your battery and your range left that it will tell you. Up here, it's got your dates and the time. Scroll down and you've got the battery unlock. If you press that, then the battery will come out of the frame. You've also got your headlight, sound, and this is how you turn the bike off. For now, this bike comes as a one-size setup that caters to riders standing at 5'5" to 6'5", with a max rider weight of 100 kilograms. It's equipped with 2-piston hydraulic disc brakes, 700 by 38C wheels, and a 5-inch IPS HD touchscreen display, plus a carbon belt drive. Choose between a single-speed setup, or for 1 kilogram more, opt for what I have today, which is the 3-speed automatic transmission version. I'll talk about how that feels in practice shortly. Tezeus independently designs, develops and manufactures their mid-drive motor, which they claim to be more efficient and compact, weighing in at only 2.6 kilograms. It can deliver a hearty 60 Newton meters of torque, combined with a gyroscope to detect inclines and give you the extra boost you need to conquer hillier terrain. And I'll be testing this out a little bit later. Range claim for the C8 is up to 63 miles with a 360 watt-hour battery, which, I'll be honest, feels overzealous, but I'll be sharing with you my real-world range results, so stick around for that. And finally, the standout feature for me that got my ears pricked up is the taillight with built-in millimeter wave radar that works as a traffic alert safety system that can detect approaching objects from the side and rear. The effective detection range is 100 meters. When the algorithm determines that the object may catch up with you within 5 seconds and the horizontal distance is less than 1 meter, the C8 will vibrate, toot its horn, and show you on screen the impending danger for you to react and avoid. More on this later. Remember, I am riding a prototype, so this bike is still in the works, and this one has a 3-speed automatic shifting setup, and I do notice when I start to pedal, it almost hesitates with how much assist it thinks to give me. Being fitted with a torque sensor, a few more strong pedal strokes tells the motor it's time to really give, the gearing shifts up, and suddenly I'm flying off. Once the motor understands that I want to go, it really does give serious welly of assist. Even so, the level 2 is the perfect amount for me. Level 3, it is powerful and it really does push you up to those top speeds quickly. It really gives that contrast between going from no assist to the full assist of what it is capable of. So level 2 is my sweet spot. I've ridden a lot of electric bikes, and with this being a prototype, I do think Tezeus has a bit of a way to go with refining the transition from a standing start to hitting the top speeds. The automatic gears are supposed to improve the riding experience, but currently it complicates it too much. It adds another layer of things to be adjusted and considered as you move through different speeds, and as we all know too well, when you're riding in the city, your speed is always changing. I'd actually be interested to try the single speed option and see if taking out the automatic gearing smooths out the delivery of assist. But taking the C8 out on the gradients for the first time was a real eye-opener. The inbuilt gyroscope does exactly what it needs to do. It tells the motor to wake up, to give that assist, and as you climb these steeper gradients, it just makes things a hell of a lot easier and just makes it just that little bit more enticing for us riders. Now I'm on a steeper hill right now, level 3 assist. It's assisting. Of course, there is some welly going through my legs as this is a torque sensor electric bike, but it's all manageable. Particularly with torque sensor bikes, it can actually be more difficult to climb gradients because you need to put more power through your legs than normal to get the same amount of assist as you would on the flat. Cadence sensors, which are more basic, are actually really great for hill climbing because they don't rely on how strong your pedaling is to tell the motor how much assist to give. You just pedal and go and get the desired assist. So having a gyroscope is a brilliant design feature to lessen the strain when it gets to hills. And with this being a lightweight bike by nature, it is perfectly easy to cycle without any assist, as you can see me doing now. However, because I do have the version that comes with the 3 speeds that shift automatically, as you do climb to higher speeds, the gears will shift up, so you will have this constant slight bit of resistance, but that's not because of the weight of the bike itself like you will get with other electric bikes. It's just the gearing, how it is by nature. I actually tested this out properly one morning. I thought I'd try and cycle to work without any assist. Now, let's be real, my commute is pretty flat and it was perfectly easy to do. Of course, it was a bit more of a workout. It just goes to show if for whatever reason you unfortunately run out of range, this is fine to ride, just as long as you aren't hitting those heavier gradients, like any electric bike really. Overall comfort on the C8 is good because the riding position is more angled downwards, more weight naturally goes through your arms, so the ergo handlebars are particularly useful. The handlebar height isn't adjustable, so if you're more inclined to a more relaxed riding position, particularly if you're on the taller side, then that's something to bear in mind. You'll see that this is also a solid frame. The bike doesn't have suspension, so it can be a little bit clunky over the bigger potholes and bumps in the road. But riding at night, the automatic headbeam and taillight do a great job when they're on. Unfortunately, they didn't quite work when I was making my evening commute. There'd be moments where the headlight would actually turn off, thinking it wasn't dark enough and telling the display to go from a backlight to a daytime light setting, which was a little blinding for me and disconcerting to know that I suddenly didn't have any bike lights active. But again, remember, this is a prototype and something for the team to work on. But when the lights are on, they are lovely and bright, and the headlight itself not only makes you visible, but lights up the road ahead of you so you can keep an eye out for those nasty potholes. Let's talk range. So Tezeus claims that the C8 can cover up to 62 miles on one charge. Now I asked them how they managed to get these results, and they said that they tested it on level 1 assist in 20 degrees Celsius. Now obviously I cannot replicate that because it is January and the temperatures are much colder, and of course lithium ion batteries don't perform as well during the colder months. So what did I find? Bearing in mind I weigh about 62 kilograms and generally my commutes are flat, I ride about 6.8 miles to get myself from the studio back home. Riding in level 2 assist, it went down from 100% down to 63%. Now this was during a much colder snap, so it was about 1 degree Celsius whilst I was riding. So I tried this again with a longer commute. This time I was riding in all kinds of different terrain. I had the flat terrain, there was also a lot of inclines that I was trying with the bike as well. I was switching between level 3 and level 2 assist, and it was much warmer. It was about 10 degrees outside. The battery itself went down from 100% down to 27%, covering 15 miles of range. So I think generally for myself and the current weather conditions, the C8 is realistically going to cover about 20 miles of range on one charge during the winter months with myself riding it. Of course, when it becomes warmer, these numbers will improve, and if it is consistently flat terrain and you're a lighter rider, then you're going to be getting more out of this. And of course, if you use a lower assist, you will go further. Those are my results. And finally, another in-house development from Tezeus that sets this e-bike apart from the rest. This is not just a tail light. This is a second pair of eyes that Tezeus claims will help keep you safe out on the roads. Using predictive algorithms, it provides real-time warnings for vehicles within a range of 100 meters and a working angle of 60 degrees behind or on the side of the rider, which are predicted to catch up within 5 seconds at a horizontal distance of 1 meter. This automatically turns on when riding and talks to you with a visual audio shock alert through the display seconds before. The display actually really reminds me of the Tesla screen when you can see other cars and road users. Anyone else? Just no traffic cones. So I've been riding the C8 for a good bit of time now, and I have to say, the alert system, being in a place like London, where there are just a lot of vehicles coming from all different angles all the time, whether it be a lorry, a car, a bus, a cyclist, there's a lot going on, and so the buzzing is going off quite a fair bit. So I would say if you're a nervy cyclist, I certainly wouldn't recommend using this, because it will just make you even more hyper alert than you probably want to be. But I completely see what Tezeus are trying to do with this. I think it needs some refining. I think there needs to be a difference between it being a danger buzz alert and just knowing there is a vehicle or a cyclist just approaching up behind you to come up next to you by the traffic lights. But it's a nice little bit of additional kit that is there should you want to use that. So now you know all of the ins and outs, let's talk pricing. But before we do, make sure you hit that like button if you have found this video at all useful in your e-bike search. And if you do enjoy e-bike content, then we've got loads more coming in terms of reviews, news and roundup, so hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more of that. Currently, Tezeus are offering discounts through Indiegogo if you want to get in there early from $2,178 US. It's an additional $215 for the 3-speed option with Super Early Bird and $53 for fenders. Extra batteries and a rear rack are also available to purchase. Retail price for the C8 is $4,031 US, and they ship to the European Union, United States of America, United Kingdom, and Canada. So if you're interested, you'll want to jump on these early bird deals, because 4K is very steep. You've got to hand it to Tezeus. They really have built this electric bike from the ground up. They've created their own software systems. They've done their own mid-drive motor, this tail light as well that reads traffic from the back. This screen itself, there's a lot of really cool individual features that you won't really find anywhere else. It's made of carbon fiber, it's lightweight, it's very easy for someone like me, an urban commuter, to be using day to day, which is exactly the target audience. But let's be real, $4,000 US for this bike at retail price. This is a lot of money. So if you are interested, then you should definitely get in there early with the early bird sale. But this bike is showing a lot of promise. There's the wind again. Here we go. It's showing a lot of promise. This is a prototype. There are definitely still some things that Tezeus need to go back to tweak, to own, but I'm really excited to see where this is going. It's been so much fun to ride. Thank you, Tezeus, for letting me try this bike out. I feel very lucky to be one of the first, and we're watching you. Good luck. All right, guys, that's it for now. See you later.